Where would we all be without online education? I know I have benefited greatly from it, but I also know some who don't do so well with it. Online education's effectiveness depends heavily on the person. Today we will discuss the people who do and don't benefit from online education and some general benefits and downfalls of it. Some people are very successful with online education while others are less successful. The people who are more successful, according to cheapcollegedegrees.net, are those who are independent. They need to be able to work well by themselves, and they need to be able to ensure that they will have enough time to finish everything they need to do. Also, according to oedb.org, they need to be able to balance their time. They need to ensure that they have time for schooling, as well as work and family that they may need to handle at the same time. Some people who are less successful are not as motivated, according to articlealley.com. Also, people who are extroverted do not do well in this kind of situation because they often spend much of their time alone working on homework by themselves and don't have much interpersonal contact with their peers or their teachers, according to cheapcollegedegrees.net. Also, if you work well in teams, online education generally is not a good idea for you because oftentimes online education does not have teamwork or team building skills at all during the education time. Some of the advantages to online education include no classroom time, according to oedb.org. This means that people will have more time to effectively work college into their schedule and be able to finish their classes and their degrees when they have the time, rather than having to finish it on a set schedule that the school system sets for them. Also, the flexibility of this allows them to do other things in their life, such as work a full-time job or manage a family, or other things such as travel that may not be possible with traditional education. Some of the difficulties with this include not as much of a timeline, according to articlealley.com. This can cause people who could get a degree traditionally in 2 to 4 years to instead get their degree in several more years because they don't have a timeline and they aren't held to an accountability as much in some online educations as they are in a regular education system. Also, another reason why people often take online education, according to articlealley.com, is that they have a hard time fitting school in. With having a hard time fitting school in already, trying to fit an online class in can oftentimes be very difficult and time-consuming and cause them to be less successful in their education than they would be in a traditional classroom, where they have a set schedule and set times that they need to get things finished. Also, the lack of interaction, as stated previously, can be a major problem with people who are taking online education, because if you're a person who is very people-oriented, you won't be able to handle the secluded studying alone and not having a teacher right there or a professor right there to help you with what you need help with. In conclusion, online education can be very helpful to some and not helpful to others. It depends entirely upon the individual. Whatever is best for you and your learning style will ultimately give you the most benefit.